So version 4.20 of the Z1 dashboard has just been released. And in this version, we have 14 new dashboards. We've got some for acceleration and deceleration. We have ones for the new Audi R3 in iRacing, several dashboards for the Xfinity Stockcar series, and new dark mode versions of the standings and the relative dashboard. So with that said, let's take a look, and we're going to start with the acceleration and deceleration dashboards. So this is the Acceleration 1 dash. This shows you your 0 to 100 kph, 0 to 100 mph, and quarter mile times. And it's intended to help you figure out the fastest way to get off the line. So all you do is start at a standing start, accelerate, and then once you've passed the quarter mile time, you'll see the 3 times show up, and then you can come back to a stop. On the left here, you see the best times for each of the 3 marks and the previous 5 attempts. Note when you're actually accelerating, those 5 attempts are not displayed, and this is done because we want the most accurate times possible, and we want to display as little information as possible during the acceleration run. And you can repeat it as many times as you want, so just come to a stop and accelerate, and that's all there is to it, and you get your times. And you can use this to figure out how you're going to get off the line faster than anybody else. Okay, acceleration dash number 2. This one complements dash 1. You get the same 100 kph, 100 mile per hour, and quarter mile times. But when you're done, you actually get this graphed out, so you get a full acceleration graph. And in the same way dash 1 works, you just start from a standing stop and accelerate until you've got past the quarter mile, and then come back to a stop, and then you get your graph. The graph actually keeps going as long as you're accelerating, so if you want to go to your top speed, you can do that and find out how long it takes to get there. And in the graph, you see it highlights out the 0 to 100 kilometer, 0 to 100 miles, and quarter mile times. Okay, deceleration dashboards. The opposite of the acceleration dashboard. You accelerate up to over 124 miles per hour, or 200 kilometers an hour. When you do, the speedometer up there turns green, and brake as hard as you can down to 0, and it tells you the stats on how long it took you to stop, and the maximum g-forces achieved during the stop. And just like the acceleration dash, you get the previous 5 stop attempts displayed on the left. And then the deceleration dash number 2. This is similar to the deceleration dash number 1, but the results get graphed out on the graph here on the right. Again, accelerate to over 124 or 200 kph, brake as hard as you can, and you get your graph right here, along with the g-forces graphed out on the same graph. Okay, so this is the Audi R3 Dash. We've got 2 of them in the version 4.20 of the dashboard. This is dash number 1, and is used for the Audi R3. You've got lap counts, your delta times, and fuel, water temp, the shift screen that comes up when you have to shift, and your gear, speed, RPM, all that sort of stuff. And this is the Audi R3 Dash number 2. Pretty similar layout, just different information used for different purposes, including your lap time, fuel pressure, the gear, water temperature, speed limit, things like that. Okay, and here we have the new 2019 Xfinity Stockcar dashboards. These are designed for the widescreen 1280 by 440 pixel screens, and we've got 3 of them. This one is Dash 1, and we'll show you Dash 2 and Dash 3 in a moment. They all have the various dials for temperatures of oil, water, fuel pressure, voltage, things like that, and the RPM, all pretty similar. Some of the speed lights are different in number 2, and we'll get to that in a moment. But for now, here's Stockcar Dash number 1. And here's Stockcar Dash number 2. And all of these dashboards, when you enter the pit lane, you get the readout of the distance to your pit stop, again, assuming the sim supports that functionality. And finally, Stockcar Dash number 3. So, okay, the home stretch of the video. We've got 5 more dashes to talk about, and they're all the new dark mode dashboards. So this one is the relative dash. Puts you in the center of the dash and shows the cars ahead and behind and their relative times on track to you. And this is the first of the standings dashboards. This is the dark mode of standings Dash 1. It shows you everyone on the current session and how your lapse times compared to theirs, along with the type of car they're driving, how many laps since they last stopped. That's the LSS. And if you're in iRacing, you also get the iRating, the safety rating, and the strength of field. And this is the standings 2 dashboard in dark mode, very similar to the first one, just some different columns based on what you might want to see, such as deltas, fast lap times, and the last lap time, things like that. And again, iRacing gives you the strength of field, the iRating, and the safety rating. So here is standings Dash number 3, dark mode version, and dashes number 3 and 4 are the class versions of Dash 1 and 2. So where Dash 1 and 2 show everyone on track, Dashes 3 and 4 only show those cars who are actually in the same class as you. And here is the standing dash number 4 in dark mode. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than expected, but with 14 dashboards to go through, there's a lot of new content in version 4.20 of the Z1 dashboard. Always remember that the Z1 dashboard comes with the Z1 analyzer, so if you're looking for ways to be faster on track, make sure you use the Z1 analyzer. And please subscribe and like this video. And you can download the Z1 dashboard and the Z1 analyzer at www.z1dashboard.com.